guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new or haven't watched last week's Vancouver part 1, you can check out that video for more context. But we're just gonna dive right into this episode. We're covering days 2 and 3 of my trip to Canada earlier this year. Kicking it off with brunch, we are getting some rice rolls at Hei Hei Rice Roll in Richmond, just south of downtown Vancouver. This area has a massive Chinese, Taiwanese, Hong Kongese population, so you can bet there is really amazing food here.
This is like a breakfast food? Yeah. And what's your favorite thing you've eaten so far?
Maybe this.
Really?
What is it? This one.
We didn't plan much this trip, but one thing we all agreed we had to try were these massive mango mochi. Little did we know how difficult it would be to obtain these. We came 2 hours after opening and they are already sold out. So we settled for mango pomelo sago and started the drive over to Capilano Bridge for our activity of the day. This was filmed back in February. Not sure what the mountains look like now that it's summer, but they were so beautiful then. I'll be honest, I was hesitant about coming here. The tickets to enter were about $55 USD and I was worried it would be super gimmicky. What I didn't realize is that it's an entire park that you can explore and we ended up having such a blast. This is the famous suspension bridge, but there are also treetop walkways, cliffside viewpoints, and so much more.
Treehouse. Are you kidding me? Exactly.
After spending about 3 hours at the park, it's time to head off to dinner. Diane really wants Korean food, so I'm taking them to Sura in downtown Vancouver. We arrived just as they were reopening for dinner, which is also the perfect time to come to avoid the wait because this spot does get quite busy. We are starving and everything on the menu looks so good, we ended up ordering like 7 dishes. Unfortunately, I did not do a good job at capturing it all because we just dove right into stuffing our faces.
Okay, what? You don't have to, but you can try. Oh yeah? That's all you, girl. Yeah.
What if I wanted it?
We can share. Lako Thai, whatever, split the watermelon in half. Was that close? Liko Dai what?
Thank you.
You also talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
떡볶이랑 감자전 드릴게요.
네. 감사합니다.
The bossam, the galbitang, and the kungjung tteokbokki were some of our favorites. Definitely check out Sura if you like Korean food and you're in the Vancouver area. Ending our second Vancouver night back at the hotel watching She's the Man. Talk about a throwback.
Why is it so loud from here? I think that's what our fridge door sounds like.
Like marinate it and then they like put it in like an oven and then like.
You can do any of these combos?
Yeah.
Like I can
Good morning, kicking off day 3 with some Hong Kong barbecue. This is one of Anne's favorite places to dine in the Vancouver-Richmond area.
They just have like a set, but you can also mix and match.
Ooh, okay.
Each of our orders came with 2 types of meat and a side of rice with a sweet soy sauce.
Chicken and barbecue pork.
I got the barbecue pork and the crispy pork, and I know it looks simple, but my goodness, it is so soft and juicy and flavorful.
Hey guys, today we're at BBQ Masters.
이거 맛있어.
The menu is roasted pork and duck. Let's do a first taste test of the duck.
You liar.
No, the duck.
Okay.
Anne and Diane really love the rice rolls, but I think I'm gonna crave this more once we leave town.
I don't think I can eat this. Why is it so red? Take it back.
And I use the zoom function.
On our way into the city, we decided to try Tim Hortons because none of us have actually ever tried it. We got some donut holes and coffee. I'll let Diane do the explaining.
So we got chocolate glaze, honey dip, and sour cream.
You guys show the second people.
Second people. Okay. So we got chocolate glaze, honey dip, and sour cream.
You
guys show the
third people.
The stars of look at this. So we got so we got chocolate dip, chocolate glaze, honey dip, and sour cream. Okay. Look, it's a. I feel like I'm like.
It's a
welcome to the good burger home with the good burger. The what? I've never seen that show. I'm just like repeating it.
Into the city we go. It's been quite gloomy this trip, but the sun really came through today. If you recall, in the last episode, we tried to bike Stanley Park, but the rain put a damper on things, so we're trying again today. I've actually never biked the entire perimeter of Stanley Park, so I'm really excited to explore the north and western parts. I don't know if this is a very touristy or overrated opinion, but Stanley Park is one of my favorite places to stop by in Vancouver. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking so that we can all enjoy the beautiful views and this perfect day.
Shut up.
I have no idea what they're doing. So that was really fun. I cannot tell you how much fun we had biking around. I'm telling you, it's not easy to film and bike. Here is Anne filming and whoop, she lost her balance. For our last dinner, we're grabbing katsu at Saku, which is on the same block as Sura. Luckily, we were able to avoid another long wait. Saku reminds me of the katsu experience back in Japan and Korea. I love all the different sides and dip options that they give you. Ginger ale because my digestive system is on overload with all the things we've been eating.
Do you want me to explain?
You can explain for them, yeah.
So this is the tonkatsu sauce and lemon soda. So you can enjoy the tonkatsu with the sauce also. Two options. For the sesame can grind and mix with this.
I love this part. Ever since I was younger, I loved using the mortar and pestle, so this is always fun. We were all so hungry from biking all day that we literally ate in silence, and we ate so fast, but that was our dinner. And to end the night, we grabbed some grass jelly desserts from a place called The First Dessert.
How dare you?
What they don't know won't hurt them.
We don't have a table in our hotel room, so we have to eat on the bed.
I didn't spill nasi. Look at this. Nasi. I just kept going.
Hey guys! Nescafe, I can't.
Actually, this box is too narrow. Let me get a partner one.
Wait, get the clean box.
Yeah.
Wait, can you put this back?
That's not much bigger. Oh. Or did it look bigger? That's my song. That's my song.
I need one. I got us.
Distract my song.
Is this hers? Wait, what's mine?
No, this is yours. No, this is yours.
Wait, what? What's going on?
Yeah, I got grass jelly on the side.
Oh.
This is the amount of mango they give?
This better tastes good.
Yeah, better. This mango was like $5 to add.
For real?
That's how much they gave. Where's my Saku? This is bomb.
This was good, but I honestly like Meat Fresh, which is now available in Portland, better.
Do you see the difference? Kinda. Bro, you're just doing this.
Time to pack up and head home. We're all busy working and we don't all live in the same state anymore, so I'm super glad we were able to make time in our schedules to make this trip happen.
It just looks organized.
No, it's organized. And that's what organized is. All it has to do is look organized.
Before we leave, we have to get rid of this guava because we can't take fresh fruit across the border. Anne is the engineer of the group, the problem solver.
It is so red. Oh my god.
Is it?
It's so soft. Yeah. Sorry.
Strong girl. Wow!
Alright, that's good.
Wow, she's beautiful. Are we just gonna eat it like that? Oh.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, one more time.
Okay.
I don't know if Diane's gonna eat it.
I think she should try at
I
least.
think so too.
Yeah.
Oh! Good catch, good catch! This looks like the inside of an avocado.
Oh.
Green guavas dipped in plum powder, match made in heaven.
Hey, actresses.
My dose actresses. Oh!
Diane has surprisingly never had guava before.
Try it bite.
Are you not gonna dip it in that?
Try it first.
Trying just this first?
It's not bad. Now try it with this.
Once you get to the middle, it'll be better. Delicious.
Really surprised she doesn't like it because it's one of my favorite fruits and we usually have similar taste buds.
What do you think the difference between minced beef rice roll or beef slices rice roll?
One's minced and one's sliced. You're welcome.
Yeah, I want to try something different today.
This just make it so much better.
On our way out of the city, we're grabbing one last bite to eat, but we had to stop by Riceholic one last time to try and get those mango mochi. I didn't film all the attempts, but this is literally our 4th try. We arrived 15 minutes after opening and there was already a long line, but they have the mochi.
Thank you.
I'm finished by tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
She ordered 3 things.
Should probably go.
True, you're right.
She's eating for 2.
You're right.
And for our final meal, Anne really wanted to eat the rice rolls again, so here we are. Last time we realized that the portion was kind of small, so we ordered 2 each this time.
And 천천히.
Thank you.
Now, the moment we've been waiting for. Look how big they are.
Wait, cheers. Oh, cheers.
The mango is so perfectly ripe and the mochi is so soft and gooey, it literally melts in your mouth. Grab some Tim Hortons for the road and we're finally heading home. Anne and I have our global entry cards for faster border crossing, but someone in the car doesn't. So we ended up sitting at the border for about 2 to 3 hours before we finally made it through. This is the last backlogged vlog I have, and I'll be returning to my regularly scheduled Portland vlogs, but I'm kind of in a season of burnout and feeling uninspired, so I don't know what that content will look like yet. My life has been pretty boring since coming back home, but I also don't want to give up on this channel, so please bear with me while I figure it all out. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next episode.